Okay, we are at my sewing machine. Now, before we start sewing, we're going to want to set up our sewing machine for free motion quilting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my free motion quilting ruler foot onto my sewing machine. This ruler foot has a nice tall lip that will help us use these templates when we're quilting. So you're going to want to get one of these special feet for that's specifically for use with rulers, okay? Then we're gonna come over here, and I have set my feed dogs down, and I also set my stitch length to 0. You can see that. And that's gonna help me control the movement and the speed of my stitches, okay? So now let's do some practice. I'm not even going to turn my sewing machine on yet. We're just going to practice the movements with the template and the grip with the fabric. So let's start. I'm going to line up my lines that I had drawn before, just so we can kind of get used to that feeling of needing to stay aligned with those lines. I'm going to lower my foot. I'm going to hold the grip firmly with both my hands on both the little handles. And then we're just going to slowly move with the curves of the foot, keeping the foot pressed up against the template the entire time. And you don't want to move the template on the fabric. You want to keep the template stationary on the fabric and moving the entire piece all at once. Keep going nice and slow with nice smooth movements, and then we'll stop. Then we're gonna leave our foot there. Our needle will be down at this point. And then we're just gonna push the template over. Make sure those lines are lined up with the lines that we marked. And then we're just gonna start stitching again. Nice and slow. Going up one side, keeping that template pushed up against the ruler the entire time. You definitely don't want to do any herky-jerky movements, okay? Keep it nice and smooth, and you can go as slow as you want. You're controlling the speed of the template moving and the speed of your needle. Nice and slow. And then we're at the stopping point again, okay? So I would very much encourage you to do this as long as it takes for you to get used to the movement and being able to keep that template nice and stationary on the fabric while you're moving it. And then once you feel confident doing that, then you can go ahead and turn your sewing machine on, and then we can start doing actual stitches. I definitely recommend doing a little practice square like this. You could do one a little bit bigger if that's a little bit easier for you, but definitely you want to do practice stitches before you actually start stitching the quilt that you spent hours and hours and hours on piecing together, okay? Because just in case you don't have the movement down quite yet, you don't want to have to get that seam ripper out and rip out all those seams. So practice is definitely better than just rushing into the actual project, okay? So let's go ahead and try some practice stitches.